I'm joined by NMSU head coach Jason Hooten. Coach, firstly, thanks for joining me. I know it's been a busy few weeks for you.
It has, but good to see you again and glad to be on today.
I talk about it being a busy few weeks for you. Just 3 weeks ago, roughly, you were inducted as the new head coach of this program. What's it been like kind of settling into both Las Cruces and NMSU as a whole?
God, has it only been 3 weeks ago? It feels like 3 years ago. Time is flying right now and going really fast. We've obviously got a lot of work to do. It's the second job I've ever had as a head coach, and I'd been at the last place for so long that you forget about all the little things that you maybe take for granted. Like, for example, where to take someone to eat on an official visit, or how do you walk around the campus to see things, and how do you set up a flight, who makes the reservations. I mean, there's just so many things that take a lot of time, and then not to mention the fact that we've only had two assistant coaches here right now. So we've been burning the candle at both ends, staying up late till probably 1 or 2 in the morning to watch film and, discuss what we're really looking for in a player. And, it's hectic for sure, tiresome, but it's fun. And we also have to understand that it's the big picture. What are we trying to work towards, and where do we want to get?
A lot has happened in these few weeks. When we look at last year's roster, all but one have announced what they're doing with their future, and no one is coming back to NMSU. Is that kind of something, the intention you came into coming here with, to kind of wipe the slate clean, especially considering what happened off the court last season? Or
yeah, I don't know if I would necessarily say an intention. I know there's a lot of things that have been discussed, and people are out there saying so many things, but you have to understand that the important thing sometimes is for the student athletes, and to just be able to maybe have a different opportunity where things are different and it's clear, and starting over for everybody might be the best thing at times. And so we're just kind of taking it day by day and just kind of seeing what happens. And again, I think the best decision is the decision for the student athletes.
At your introductory press conference, you mentioned that you were coming in to rebuild this program and create a culture, and you said you were the guy to do it. You actually told me that. How have the coaches that you've brought in so far, how do they kind of fit that new culture?
Yeah, I hope I've seen someone repost that and kind of put that, and it's really probably not me, because it does sound like I'm kind of being boisterous or cocky, and that's definitely not the person I am at all. But I just meant that by, I think, that I'm the type of guy or coach that likes challenges, and not to mention just basing our program usually off of the right things, which is culture, having character, integrity, being a good person, and just trying to get student athletes that have all those same things in common. But it's always hard to say. I mean, again, I think you just take everything day by day, and you're just trying to put it together brick by brick right now. Again, looking down the road, we know what we want to have in place, and then when you go to hire coaches, you're trying to put those same guys on the court, or in the classroom, or wherever they're going to help the student athlete that has the same goals and the same visions that you do. I've been blessed so far that all the coaches, except for maybe one that we've hired, have been coaches that have worked with me before. So there's a lot of familiarity there, and I think that, in order to have some consistency and to build what we really want to build, I think that makes it a little bit easier.
I'm sure you've seen, or at the very least heard, about the lawsuit that was filed against the NMSU Board of Regents, as well as the former head coach Greg Heyer, the assistant coach Dominic Taylor, and 3 former players. How hard is it to kind of try and rebuild a program when all of that is still hanging over the head of this program and really playing out in front of your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that is, obviously I'm not allowed to comment on any of that stuff, but I don't want to sound like a person who's not sympathetic, because obviously I'm truly sympathetic for everything, but I just don't know a lot about that. When I was hired, I was told that, I was coming in to do a job and to move on and turn the page. And again, that's not anything about, anyone that was affected by that. It's just not really something that is, I guess, under my watch. I mean, it's time to turn the page for what we're trying to do while all that still is going on. So just really hadn't concentrated on that as much, and just really, again, trying to move forward and trying to get this program back to where it has always been.
I'm sure it's kind of been a topic of conversation when you're recruiting, you're talking to players and families. What are you telling them when that kind of comes up?
Just, I mean, yeah, I think culture is what I've always been about. You know, we're going to do the same thing that we did at Sam Houston. We're going to have the same kind of players. We're going to have the same coaching staff. We're going to have the same values, and the things that matter are going to be the same. So, you know, you're coming to play for obviously New Mexico State, but you're also coming to play for me and our program. And you know, and again, all those things that we've built and all those things that we've done is not going to change. All we've done is just pick them up, and we've just moved them to a different place.
Has it been a topic of concern for parents and players coming here, considering everything that's happened off the court last year, or not really?
I mean, it's coming up in some conversation for sure at the beginning, but I think when you just let them know, you know, who you are and what you're about, and you know, and I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I think that was just a situation that happened with maybe just a certain staff, and you know, and I don't think that's any reflection at all of New Mexico State or the past or, you know, anything like that. I just think it was a one-time deal, and so I think parents and student athletes understand what this place is all about, and it's time to, again, try to turn the page in the basketball program.
When we look at the roster for next season, we've already seen two guys announce their commitment to NMSU. The first one being Keelan Dorsey, who committed to you at Sam Houston and then followed you over here, and the second one being Jaden Harris from JUCO. What do those guys bring to this program?
Yeah, they're both culture guys. You know, we had a great relationship with Keelan and his father, and you know, did a great job of recruiting him at Sam Houston, and I think he just had a really good feel for our philosophy and the way that we want to run our program, and you know, wanted to come over and came to visit and really liked it here. And you know, again, I think that they believe in them. They believe in me. They believe in what we stand for and our program. And then you know, Jaden Harris, we're really excited about Jaden. You know, Jaden's a young man that is a lot about what we are. You know, he's tough and physical and hard-nosed, and he's a worker. You know, he's an everyday guy. That's kind of one of our slogans, is being an everyday guy. And had a great year this year. You know, at South Plains, averaged almost 16 points a game, shot 40-something% from the field, 39% from three-point line. So really excited about getting those two guys in. You know, our visits, I think, have gone well, and, you know, we'll see. I mean, we have a lot to do, and for sure, I mean, trying to build a roster is it's a challenge, but one that I kind of knew coming in would possibly be, and really looking forward to that.
You talk about kind of building that roster. What are you looking for right now when you're recruiting some of these guys? I know you probably can't say too much, but.
Well, everything. I mean, we need a lot for sure. You know, we've got those two guys, so that leaves us with 11 scholarships left. And, you know, I think that when you tell people that, they start to laugh, and they really can't believe that, you know, that we actually are going to rebuild a team. But I think in this day and age with the portal and, you know, all those kind of things, that it's not easy. But you do have a chance to do that. And not only do you have a chance, but you have a chance to put a good team on the court right away, and that'll be our plan. Don't know exactly our timetable. You know, summer school starts in the end of May or early June, and you know, I'd like to have a team here that we could get in there and start working together, but that may not be the case. We may push it back a little bit, and then we'll just try to bring everybody in the July session. But you know, those 4 or 5 weeks in summer school will be really good for us to get to know each other and start to put in some of the basic concepts, both offensively and defensively, in our program.
You talk about that timetable. Are you kind of on track with where you want to be right now? Because it is tough, like you mentioned, building a team from scratch, really.
Yeah, you know, we've had basically a week of visits right after the Final Four, and the dead period was over. You know, we started bringing guys in to visit, and as of right now, I mean, we're in pretty good shape. I mean, for as many people as we brought in, we've gotten either a commitment or we've signed someone. So I think we're right on track, and you know, we got a couple more coming in here soon, and we'll just kind of keep working and kind of keep seeing how it transpires.